Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The drippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the men's room.
And away we go. Welcome to show number 2,816. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, Robin Fox, and Mike Hawk. Montgomery! In the men's room. I'll captain the drunk in charge. Ryan Castle in the sit and spin. Today, 10 songs corrected by the grammar police. We will review some men's room rules. Get ready to play Profile This. Plus headlines, a men's room shot of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack.
Drink it, drunk. All right, here we go. Massachusetts homeowner shoots trespasser, but he did give him the heads up with the beware of owner sign. Meanwhile, a woman who is sexually attracted to cars runs out into traffic, but fortunately, she's going to be fine. Police in Calgary say a body has been found in mall bathroom wall. Broadway actors call out audience members using phones. Oh, the gull. And Kettle One is rolling out a vodka with less alcohol and less calories. How about just less vodka? That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, let me read a few headlines for you. Burger King workers forced into freezer during robbery. That's what happened in Florida. Next headline comes to us courtesy of New York State. Woman smashes up Popeyes when she gets their $4 meal confused with Wendy's. In Atlanta, Georgia, headline reads, woman pulls gun during fight at Chick-fil-A drive-thru. But don't worry, in the West it happens to Albuquerque, New Mexico. They offer us the headline, man accused of robbing same fast food joints over and over. And look, I could go on. We have McDonald's customer takes bat to drive through a window after being denied biscuits and gravy. These are real headlines, and I don't know what it is about fast food, but in spite of fast food's intent, fast food is in fact 2 things: a place to get cheap food and a freak magnet. Some of the strangest things you will see in your life, some of the most disgusting things you will see in your life, for whatever reason, it happens at fast food places, man. Like, the food is fine, the bathrooms are scary, the customers
wonderful
are
experience,
crazy.
you know?
It should be an easy in and out, but fast food is never like that. So today, we just want to know, man, what's your fast food story?
Be part of the big show. Call 844-999-OLA. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at mensroomlive.com. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Hola, bichola. You have entered the men's room.
Hola, bicholas, and away we go. Welcome to show number 2,816. What a largely charged program we have for you today. As the drunk in charge, Ryan Castle in the house. And we will sit and spin with 10 songs corrected by the grammar police. 10 songs where if you were to be in English class in school, the teacher would mark your paper wrong and say that that grammar is in fact incorrect and not proper English. And that is not a proper sentence, nor the proper way we do any of this.
Basically, English teacher's job is they're there to roast you through the entire class. That was my experience, because it didn't matter what you said, what you asked. Somehow, it wouldn't matter. You didn't ask that correctly. What you should have said is so-and-so. Like, all right,
dismissing everything for the mothership. So it doesn't matter what, colloquially, wherever you're from. You could be from the South, say y'all ain't a word.
Right.
You know, like, oh, no, that doesn't work. Ain't going to work. All these words aren't going to work. But hella, not going to work. Wherever you're from. Wicket, not going to work.
I guess that is a real word.
It is a real word.
If you're playing cricket.
But the problem is, if it doesn't fit contextually within the sentence, that's not the proper use of the word wicked.
Sure. So, and you've seen these people on social media, let's face it, and sometimes
we have.
It's amazing.
All the time.
You obviously did not mean to misspell a word or add an extra letter to it. And sometimes it's just the wrong tense of things. It's the wrong, whatever it is.
You name it.
People will be there very quickly to correct that. So today we do that with some of your favorite artists throughout the years. And we have 10 songs that have actually been corrected by the Grammar Police. Ryan Castle, the drunk in charge, is in fact this time the Grammar Police. We'll also review some Men's Room rules coming up. The complete list of rules is available at mensroomlive.com. We'll drink a toast with a shot in another round of Profile This. And today we're going to talk about fast food. Not necessarily as much fast food, but the incidents, the stories that we have had surrounding just fast food in general, your experiences there. If you're like most people, you've been to a few fast food restaurants here and there throughout your years, and each one of them maybe is a little bit different compared to where you have been and the experiences you have. I will be honest with you. I think when we first moved to Seattle, Washington, it was amazing to me as I saw white people on the bus, and I think that was one of the first comments I made.
Not just white people on the bus. I was amazed.
It was amazing.
But not just white people on the bus. I mean, like front to back, right? But
oh, yeah.
With computers open and just coming from Baltimore, we're like, that's a recipe for robbery.
Right.
Like if you pulled out your iPhone on the bus in Baltimore, like when you got off at your stop, 7 people got off with you, and 6 of them would roll your ass and steal your phone.
Sure.
And I just could not believe that people would openly use an expensive laptop on the bus. So I'm like, man, oh man, someone's certainly going to steal that.
Right.
Never happens.
And we move out here, and I can't remember where we were. We were Jack in the Box or Dick.
It was McDonald's.
I'm like,
it
my
was
God.
McDonald's.
I'm like, man, there are white people working here.
Not just that. When we went to, right, there's white people working in fast food.
I haven't seen it in years.
On the East Coast, it does not happen, right? So we walk in, and I always remember this, right? So when you watch a TV commercial for McDonald's, if they're advertising breakfast, it's, good morning, welcome to McDonald's, how can I help you? Right? Always, all the time. And they're friendly and they smile. And in real life, it wasn't like that.
No, you're leaning
At
out
least,
your window
yeah.
screaming into a box.
But at least not in Baltimore. Like, it just wasn't like that. Like, what you want? Come on, man! Right? That was the one. And we moved here, and I remember going to a McDonald's, and we were picking up breakfast, and the woman behind the register literally looked at us and said, good morning, welcome to McDonald's. What can I get for you? And I just stared at her like, you're filming a commercial.
Sure.
You're filming, because my experience is you're not that nice.
It depends on where you are. Like anything else, you've heard, next. Can I help someone next?
Right.
And we were in Biloxi, Mississippi, went to the McDonald's like, oh, hi, how are you? Welcome, sweetie. Come up here, honey. Order fast. You know, like, okay, all right, here we are. Good times. Like, it just depends on where you are and the experiences.
But she said order fast because she wanted to get back to her conversation with her friends.
Yes, exactly. I don't blame her.
I saw a guy have a breakdown once.
What, in a fast food place?
Yeah, where I grew up in PG County, and it's me and my uncle and my cousins. But me and my cousins are only like 12 or 13.
All right.
So we're probably like the white family in there. And I don't know what was going on, but the guy just looks at my uncle, and he just goes, these, he's black. And he's like, these are killing me. Like,
so what did your uncle say? Like,
so my uncle's just kind of like, yeah.
You're putting me in a very...
Right, we start laughing, and then the guy's just kind of going off, like, these... And he keeps going and going. And then I think my uncle's just like, we'll take like 5 Big Macs.
Mm-hmm.
See, that would be the show. If BET were behind scare tactics, that's what they do. Like, hey man, there's a single white family and this all black is sad. Just have one frustrated brother like, man, you need to kill me. How does he respond? Like, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
These inbounds.
I mean, I hate to admit it, but as a kid, we just thought it was hilarious. We were dying laughing.
I was like your uncle. What was your uncle's face? Like,
Yeah, I mean, that's my Uncle Tim. He's kind of funny. He's not as brash as my dad. So knowing my Uncle Tim, I think he just kind of stood there, then finally was like, okay, so we're going to order.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Don't agree.
Yeah, good times.
But don't disagree.
I told you,
they
man,
are killing me.
This just happened to me within a year's period of time. I get back together with some friends that I haven't seen in a while since high school. One of the guys is just getting absolutely hammered to the point of being uncontrollable the entire time. It is ridiculous. We got kicked out of a Chicago Italian beef place, which also had Chicago dogs, which really bummed me out. I think I told you guys a story about us getting kicked out of there. So once we get kicked out of there, the only place that's remotely close that we can get into is a fast food restaurant. He goes to order again. Now this is the second time he's done this trick. The first time he did this trick was at the last place, but now he's got to go back to the bathroom again. This time he goes into the bathroom. We've already ordered. We are waiting again. He falls again. He busts his head open again. This time it's his lip. Before it was right above
He's in the bathroom?
He keeps falling down because he's so drunk, but he's convinced himself that he's got it. He's got to go number 2. He hasn't been able to go number 2. He keeps going to the bathroom.
He
and all
did not
these
say
different
number
places.
2.
He's going to go take a crap.
Are we teaching an elementary?
Well, I can't say
You
S.
say poop.
You know, he's going to take a poop.
You poop,
right?
you can crap.
Yeah, he's going to take a crap.
Defecate, eliminate,
Okay, all right.
brown cap,
But he
release
doesn't.
the hounds, take the Cosbys to the pool, but not number 2.
You like number 2?
It's just, no.
How about a bowel movement?
That just sounds good. Old people have bowel movements.
Did you take a bowel movement?
Well, he doesn't, but he falls again. And it's taking 10 to 15 minutes, so we got to go in there and get his ass out of there. I got his ass out of there. The
Now, are his
first,
pants down like he's trying to poop, or?
in the second time, no. The second time, no. Apparently, the first time when I went in there, he gotten all of his stuff back together. He was just bloody.
Right.
Then I was taking care of the blood. We come back. We have the food. We were asked to leave. We get in a bag. We're taking the food. Either way, the whole thing's just an S show.
How old is this guy?
He's 40 years old.
I mean, come on, man.
And he fell twice in 2 different establishments. The first place, we got the food, or they didn't get the food. The second place, we got the food, we were asked to leave. It was a nightmare. I think I got the situation reversed. Fast food was the first place, and then the other place, we thought we could sit down and get beer, and he would be okay, was not okay.
But you thought getting him beer
he was not going to get any beer.
Right,
But the
right.
idea being that, we were going to stop and get something decent. But it was just an absolute... And to walk into that bathroom and see blood all over the place, it was like, because I asked him.
Because that's what you want to see.
He was running his mouth when he went in there.
Oh, no.
To somebody. I was like, did you get your ass beat or did you fall?
Wait,
Like,
how long were you guys apart?
tell me the truth. It seemed like
You think he got his ass kicked?
10 minutes, but it might have been 5. No, because I think someone would have come out there and go, I just beat somebody's ass in the bathroom, so you know. So I don't
What
think
was
that
he
happened.
talking ass about?
He was talking as to everybody about everything. He was just in that place. And I was like, get me the hell out of here. I don't want to have anything to do with it. But here we are in fast food. He asked a woman to show her breasts at a bar, and she was the bartender. Slightly before that. That's where we're like, let's get him out of here.
All right, time to
Let's get
go.
some food. Let's go home. I'm very sorry about my friend. We go to Lubbock, Texas, where a man took out his aggression on a McDonald's drive-through window after
your breast.
I mean, I was like, I cannot.
Show me your beard.
How did that just come out of your mouth, dude?
And he's 40.
No. He's 48. Sorry. He's my age.
Oh, man.
That's all right, man. When I went to Dallas this fall, my brother was first of all, he had been up basically the whole night before, right?
All right.
Watching the Nationals losing the playoffs like they do every year. So I get there, they're already drunk, right? And they had gone to Dealey Plaza where President Kennedy was shot and assassinated. So when I walk into the bar, he's going, yeah, hey, there's people out there taking selfies where his brains got blown out, man.
Oh, no. That's what you walked into.
I was like, okay.
Oh.
Like, it's 6 o'clock. We're going to need some naps.
Wow. Good time.
Right?
A man in Lubbock, Texas took out his aggression on a McDonald's drive-thru window after learning the location would not be able to fulfill his delicious breakfast order. The angry McDonald's patron reportedly arrived at the restaurant shortly before 4 a.m. on Monday, must have been a 24-hour one, where he attempted to order biscuits and gravy. You got that right. In some areas of the country, McDonald's actually serves delicious biscuits and gravy. He does this through the drive-thru window. According to the police report, however, a worker then informed him the restaurant had to temporarily close in order to reset the computer system. No worry, though. It's all going to come back online. We'll be ready to go if you'll just give us 20 minutes. So can you just come back in 20 minutes?
Damn, okay.
Because it's 4 a.m. Man did as he was told, and he returned 20 minutes later, albeit with a baseball bat and a score to settle with the drive-thru window. Yeah. Security footage from outside the McDonald's.
Yeah. He's going to teach us.
He shows the man marching back toward that restaurant and just levels that drive-thru window with a baseball bat. An employee aside is reportedly able to get out of the way and jump out before the window broke. Police are looking for the man who was seen in the surveillance footage wearing shorts, a T-shirt, and what appears to be a backward baseball cap. The McDonald's is said to have been in operational mode shortly after the incident. They put a temporary window in place of the drive-thru.
So wait a minute.
You're not stopping McDonald's, dude. You can break that window. They're serving food.
It's 4 a.m.
Oh, the clown showed up and was like, we'll get it together. Right. Got the Fry Guy. Because I'm pretty sure the Fry Guys, as best I remember from the appearance of everyone, I just feel they are paid under the table. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't trust that they're working on the level.
I've never been in a fast food place where people were just standing around really doing nothing. Most of the time I go into a fast food place, it's like it's a madhouse. People are running around. They're working their ass off. Like, they don't need any more crap than you coming up to the window.
They don't get paid enough for it.
Exactly.
Like, if you have that big of a problem, right? I mean, like, you just need to get the silliness out of your system. Like, go someplace where people make enough money to deal with that.
Dude, but that's a solid point. Like, you generally in fast food, you're right. Everybody, especially you go to like a McDonald's or something.
If you walk in, I mean, you don't see it from the outside if you drive up and you're in the drive-thru, but you go in there, man, there's nobody not working. You can't afford to not work. I mean, you're flying around.
It's not like a bar or a restaurant where sometimes you just see like the waiters or the bartender kind of chit-chat.
Whatever. Like, it really is nothing like that. I mean, it's bam, 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 bam.
My buddy Leon worked in McDonald's for years, right? His uncle owned a franchise, and even though he didn't work at his uncle's franchise, somehow it seemed that it just roped him into the McDonald's life, right? So intimately familiar, but he was an intense guy anyway, never looked happy. He was a nice guy, but he looked like a Klingon, so when you looked at him, he looked angry all the time. And I'd always forget this would happen, but on the first day of the month, man, I mean, he would come home and it's just, you're like, good God. I mean, that's how he walks in the door. You're like, what's up, man? Like, the first of the goddamn month, man. Like, yeah. Apparently, when the welfare checks went out, there would be a massive run, because he always worked in the hood. He never worked at a McDonald's that didn't have bulletproof something, right? So it's like, it's the first of the month, people would come, and he's like, they're cashing out the check, and they would buy like 100 hamburgers because they're going to freeze them.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And I know your, stepfather has done it.
I just ran into my buddy Steve. He did the same thing. He got Uber Eats to deliver 10 delicious cheeseburgers for $1 a piece, and he freezes them and he like packages them in individual Tupperware so he takes them so he can pre-prep his lunch.
Yeah, and he's like, but people do this, but it would be like 40 people a day, and it's 100 burgers each, and I guess it went for like 3 days. And he's like, man, and I guess the thing is this, and again, this is back in Baltimore where there are a lot of horrible people, but he's like, it's not like anyone was gracious that you're doing this. There is no gratitude. It's like 8 hours, and I obviously cannot repeat how he explained it, but he was not thrilled. But my favorite story from him, he's just like, man, I had to go in. He had another bad day because that's just how it was. And I'm like, well, what the hell happened? He's like, man, I'm there. It's 5 a.m. I'm trying to get it set up for the breakfast rush. It's going to happen. And he's like, as I walk in, some brother comes running in off the street, hops over the counter, ducks, looks up at me and goes, shh. And Leon's like, I'm not doing this, ass, man. I don't care what your problem is. Can't believe you're here. So these 3 other brothers come rolling up, guns out, man. Hey, man, we're looking for this. And I goes, man, he's right here. It's like, get him out of my goddamn store. And like, they grab this dude, snatch him up, stuff him in the car, and drive off. I'm like, what happened? Leon's like, don't care. I'm just like, I don't give a rat's pink ass what happened. I'm tired of it. I'm not dealing with it.
What is your fast food story? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Ed. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola!
Hola!
So, man, I worked at McDonald's many, many moons ago. I've got about a dozen stories, but the one that really sticks out in my head happened about a year ago. My girlfriend and I roll up around the McDonald's just up the street from our house. It was one of those last-minute quick dinners. Girl had gymnastics, blah, blah, blah. So we go in there, we order our food, we pay for our food, and we're standing in front of the line. This young girl, looked to be about 16, comes in, and she's obviously got beef with a girl working in the back at Fry Basket. So they start shouting back and forth. She ends up calling her a garden utensil and some other choice words. And
a rake?
She ends up...
Leaf blower.
Yeah.
The guy's name was Leaf.
Maybe it was a shovel. I don't know. So they end up exchanging words. This young girl pulls out a can of pepper spray, ends up spraying the girl, a couple of her employees, and this crap gets everywhere in the Fry Basket.
No one wants their McDonald's ruined like that.
I'm going to tell you what. The manager looked at us like he didn't know what to do, and he was like, and he still tried serving fries, man.
Oh, come on.
We were like,
No.
Are you serious? No, take this food back. We're done, dude. Like, we got to get out of here. There's no way we're eating this food right now.
How many other people were in the restaurant, roughly, when this goes down?
Probably about 10, 12. We were standing off to the side waiting on our food, as well as, like, maybe 2, 3 other couples. And then there was a couple of families behind us. and then maybe about 8, 9 people over to the side actually dining.
Okay. That's not good.
Somebody's got to let Mayor McCheese know what's going down.
Pepper does fries.
Is fast food, I mean, it can happen to anyone. It can happen anywhere. It just seems to me, fast food, if you're an employee at a fast food place, for whatever reason, whatever beef you have in your personal life outside of work,
it's fresh, always frozen, never frozen.
It has no problem showing up at your job and dealing with it.
Oh, no.
Most other job, people might say, hey, we're going to talk
because
after.
it's communal like school. People look at it the same way. Like, if you belong, you can walk
Hey,
in.
Sheilah's working the winter. Don't care. We talking now.
Listen.
Like, at fast food, you see this, and I'm like, for real, man. I mean, like, for real.
And anybody can go in.
I know, but
most places of business, like, you just...
Yeah.
There's not just
if
people
Sheila
walking.
worked at Ruth's Chris,
but
she's not going to storm in there and start screaming at somebody.
Right.
But that's what I mean. It could be the bartender at Ruth's Chris, right? So you have
Cheesecake
access
Factory,
to
TGI
but
Fridays,
don't.
Chili's, anywhere.
I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but overwhelmingly, it just seems to me if you have a personal problem in your life and you work in fast food, whoever is at the other end of that problem, they will visit you at work and very loudly have this discussion.
Yes. And it also is, I think it has a lot to do with age as far as some of the ages of the employees as well. Sometimes it's they're younger. At least they employ, kids that are 16, 17 years old who are still in the drama high school years. And
but they work at Spencer Gifts.
Oh, yeah.
They work at the movie theater, and it just doesn't seem like Spencer Gifts is getting Forever 21's not getting this grief. AMC Theaters is not getting this
lava
grief.
lamp.
But if you're right, but I mean, if you work at fast food, then they show up.
Something's happening there. What is your fast food story? 844-999-OLA. More of your calls coming up. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Workers in a fast food restaurant in Brevard County, Florida, forced into a freezer Monday night during a robbery. According to an employee, the robbery happened at the Burger King at Cocoa, Florida. Cocoa Police Department officials said 4 to 5 culprits armed with rifles forced 3 employees into the freezer and held the manager at gunpoint while they stole money from the safe and the cash drawers. The employee, who was not working at the time, said the culprits took the workers' cell phones, ordered them into the freezer during the robbery. Fortunately, no one was injured, according to the employee. Cocoa police said the armed robbers wore masks and gloves, so they were not able to get any description of them or their vehicle. Once again, second story from our fast food question. They have not been apprehended.
You know, it sounds messed up, and I don't know this to be true, but I feel like if you were going to knock over a restaurant, you'd probably make more cash from fast food than you would if you went after, say, a Ruth's Chris, because everything's on card there, right? If you're paying for like an expensive steak dinner,
it's going to be on a credit card.
But even something like Cheesecake Factory, not super expensive, but by the time you're done, I feel like
it's going to be more than you think,
right? But still, credit card. So if you're going to knock a place over, like most people are using cash at fast food.
And nobody, you know what? I mean, I know enough. I worked at BKU. I don't know where.
How long did you work there?
I worked there for 2 weeks.
Right, 2 weeks, man. You treat this like this is this massive part of your personal history.
They made me
2 weeks of your damn life.
They made me go into this closet. And in the closet it wasn't a closet. It was actually the general manager or the manager's office. It was a very small little room. Okay. It was like, you got to remember, these weren't the computer days, so to speak. Okay. So in his office, there was like maybe a closed circuit black and white television, a couple of other things. There was also a television in there that employees could watch videos, and these were training videos. Oh. So when you sat in there, they had a VHS thing, and you put in a tape, and there was like 6 of these tapes that you had to watch. There were like 20, 30 minutes apiece. They were all training tapes about the various things, whether it was cleaning or opening or working
the Burger King way, right?
Yeah, right, the BK way. But in there was the safe. And I thought, well, the safe was in the wall on this particular, but it was in the manager's office. Mm-hmm. So I knew where the safe was. I really truly believe on most of this stuff. You've had to have worked somewhere before, probably more than, every place is unique and different, but if you know where the safe is, if you know where they're keeping the money, just look at the formal employees. Maybe the one guy who worked there for 2 weeks but got pissed off because you got rid of him because you took him off the schedule or put him on and didn't tell him. Like
yourself?
Right. Call me, because more than likely, it's going to be me. I know where the safe is. I'm not happy with the situation, but I can go in there quickly. I don't go like, where's your money? I'm not.
But you don't know the key to the safe. You don't know the combo.
The manager does.
I don't, but I know where it is.
If you're rolling
and then you got to remember, too, places, like, I don't know how fast food does it, but, like, a lot of places, like the 7-Eleven where I grew up, like, you give them a 20.
And it's in a box.
And they put it into a machine that they can't even open.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's because there's got to be fail safes, because you're right. it seems like those stores would get robbed more often.
But that's why people robbed the place that stole cigarettes. You knew you weren't going to get anything bigger than a 10, honestly.
Yeah.
So it wasn't worth knocking over for the cash. You go in there and stealing cartons of... So, I mean, you go in there at gunpoint, steal cartons of cigarettes, but also you get a lot less resistance from the cat. Because, like, if the guy owns the joint, like, you can take my cigarette.
Here's the thing. If you go in there and you go, give me 5 bacon Whoppers, right? The guy back there is going to be like, all right. But maybe what he'll do is, like, he'll wrap one without any meat in it, so by the time you get out the door, like you screwed him over.
Would you do that? A guy with the gun, man,
he
make
know,
it right.
He wouldn't know till he gets out.
But he'll come back, man. If you held
Wouldn't that be great?
A dude who's willing to hold up a joint at gunpoint for 5
man.
Whoppers
I asked
will
for fries,
return.
and he gave me onion rings.
You're getting shot. You will.
Yeah, right. You got to be insane to rob a place for 5 cheeseburgers.
Yeah,
that's
but
it.
I
don't want your money.
But you got to be more insane to give the guy the wrong food.
Well, remember, man.
Stupid. The guy robbing the place is insane. I'm with Thrill.
That's
You're just
great.
stupid because he's coming back.
He's coming back.
I'm like barbecuing it up, like with an onion ring. I'm giving the Southern West barbecue that he didn't want or whatever. Yeah. What is your fast food story? 844-999-OLA.
A few comments that came in. It says, my fast food story, I found a very large, perfectly coiled turd at the top of the play place right in front of the slide.
Perfectly coiled.
Perfectly coiled. Hola, bitches. I worked at Miami Subs as a teen, and a customer had a seizure, fell out of the booth onto the floor. First, I've never seen anyone have a seizure, and I was freaking out thinking this guy is going to die on the floor. So I run to my manager, and his first reaction before calling an ambulance was to put a bunch of the wet floor signs around him so customers wouldn't trip over him. Again, he hasn't called the ambulance yet. So this poor bastard was set up like a zoo exhibit, sprawled out on my freshly mopped floors, and I went about my shift just staring dumbfounded at him in disbelief. Yeah, that manager, he was fired about 2 weeks later for doing coke in the office.
By the way, Miami Subs is a delicious Philly cheesesteak location. Had no idea. They got chicken wings, platters. What is your fast food story?
Hola! The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.